UCL.
Thanks, Jonathan. If I get up and stand up, is that going to be a problem with the camera people?
Do it.
Sometimes I get a little bit, I get a little carried away sometimes with this. All right.
Get up standing, Charles.
Okay, so I think that really the goal that we're all headed toward is to make money sacred. Because right now, because every part of life should be sacred, and the fact that money is the opposite of sacred, it's an expression of this profound split that we have of the world into two parts, the sacred part and the material part. And since when is matter not spiritual? Well, since about 5,000 years ago. So I think that I want to put this in a big perspective and to see our ultimate goal as to make money as sacred as everything else. Right now, money is obviously not sacred. How do you know? Well, anytime you want to do something good or generous or kind, or act out of passion or out of a desire for beauty, this little phrase goes through your head that says, well, I really can't afford it. I can't afford to do this. I can't afford the money. I can't afford the time. Even if you're not talking about money at all, we still use this financial metaphor. And there's this opposition between what you really want to create and what you think you have to create. And money is what enforces it. For a long time, I didn't really think that much about money. My views were quite conventional. You know, in my 20s, I learned about how globalization works, and what we're doing to the planet, and I thought, well, we're just bad. We're just greedy. We're going to have to get control of our greedy impulses. And I would hate those, corporations that pillaged nature, culture, beauty, and spirit to make money. And I thought that the only solution would be to somehow control this greed and stop it from happening. Later, though, I'll tell the story in a second, when I lived abroad in my 20s, and when I moved back to the States, I landed in suburbia, and I began to think more deeply about money. And I realized that the greed that I had seen as the root of the problem is actually a symptom. That greed is an artifact of our money system, and that scarcity as well is an artifact of our money system. Because really, why should money be an agent of all of this bad stuff? Money, at its root, it actually is a beautiful idea. It's a way to connect human gifts and human needs. I have something that you need, but you don't have anything I need right now. So you'll give me money instead, which basically says, I have done something in the past that somebody else needed. Therefore, they gave me money, so I'm going to give it to you. There's nothing wrong with this. This is beautiful. What has happened to turn money from something beautiful into something ugly? Well, so there I was, back in suburbia, and I decided I'm going to really make this work. I'm going to make friends. I'm going to create community. And me and my wife at the time, we tried all kinds of things. We did a cooking club where everybody on Matthew Circle, which was the suburban cul-de-sac that we lived on, with a little green lawn in the center of the circle, where everyone, we're going to take turns every week, we're going to have people over and we're going to teach them how to cook. And everyone will teach their dishes, and that lasted like 2 or 3 weeks, and people couldn't make it, it was like their last priority. Why was it their last priority? Well, they're busy. Why are they busy? Because their life is stressful. Because they really can't afford the time. My suggestion that we plant the circle with edible landscaping, people literally backed away from it at neighborhood parties and stuff. Same with my suggestion for a community garden, okay? But people, these are nice people, and they were neighborly, and we had various get-togethers, various parties. They were very disappointing, these parties, because they weren't fun. They were boring. Just some superficial conversation about the lawn and the kids in school and stuff. But I really couldn't do anything more but be nice. In fact, none of us could do more than get together and be nice. And really what it was get together and consume. Get together and consume food, drink, movie, entertainment, whatever. And I realized the reason that I'm not really making friends here is because intimacy does not come from joint consumption. Intimacy comes from joint creation. You get together and you work, you make something together. You make music together, and that's why you have real intimacy with the members of your band, even if you hate their guts, or your sports team. And that's community. And in the old days in America, the days that Wendell Berry talks about, people depended on each other for real things, and it's true with the Amish still today. They actually make stuff together and do things for each other. They depend on each other, but we don't depend on each other at all. I didn't depend on any of my neighbors for anything. I mean, anybody can be nice, and anybody can consume together. Every function that we need, that we truly need in our lives, food, shelter, entertainment, clothing, everything, is something that we pay for. Therefore, I don't need anybody. Yeah, even if you're my doctor, I don't need you. I can pay someone else to do it. Therefore, not only am I not tied to any individual person, every individual person is replaceable. Therefore, anxiety, right, you can just be thrown away. Anxiety, anonymity, anomie, alienation, these are built into a system that's all based on money. So I began to think, and then eventually, I met some other people in the neighborhood who were progressive, and shared my values and all that. But I didn't become good friends with them either, because we had nothing to do but sit around and reassure each other that we were right about things. And that gets pretty boring pretty fast, I could go on about that a lot. It's the same conversation as my Christian fundamentalist friends had. Like I would go to their home church sometimes, and they'd also sit around talking about how they were right, and how all those other people out there were wrong if only everybody else agreed with us. And this is why I'm excited to be talking to people who are really going to, perhaps some of you, be activists, because you get sick of sitting around being right about something as the world falls apart. All right, so I began to think. I began to wonder, what is it about money that has left us so impoverished, that has made it impossible to make friends and impossible to build community? Well, the answer that I came to was interest. In a former time, it was called usury. But interest makes money unlike any other substance in the universe, because any other substance in the universe deteriorates with time. But money grows with time. It feeds into a belief that there's a philosophical or spiritual level to it, even.